Echo, a land of beauty, resilience, and divine blessings, was no stranger to legends. Its rich soil bore bountiful harvests, its rivers shimmered under the sun, and its people were woven together by a shared culture of reverence and tradition. But among its tales, one loomed larger than life, captivating hearts and minds alike. The tale of the Igi Eureka, the tree of Eureka, and its forbidden fruit. Eco was a land kissed by the gods. Nestled between rolling hills and wide rivers, it was a kingdom known for its beauty and prosperity. Its markets overflowed with the bounty of its fertile lands, yams, plantains, kola nuts, and spices. Craftsmen carved intricate patterns into wood and gold, while traders filled the air with the clatter of cowries exchanging hands. From dawn to dusk, the people of Echo worked with a shared sense of purpose, their spirits anchored by a deep reverence for tradition. Yet beyond the ordered fields and bustling streets lay a place untouched by man's hand, Igbo Alaye, the living forest. It was said to breathe with the power of the gods, its ancient trees whispering secrets in a language only the wind understood. Within its heart stood the Igi Eureka, the tree of Eureka. The tree was the subject of countless tales told by firelight. Its fruit was said to shine with an ethereal light, a golden hue that outshone the brightest stars. The fruit's fragrance was so sweet, so intoxicating, that it could pull even the most disciplined soul into its grasp. But the fruit was forbidden. The gods had decreed it untouchable, warning that its consumption would bring calamity to all of Echo. The Iraqi is no blessing, the elders would say. It is a test, a temptation placed by the gods to reveal the hearts of men. For generations, the people of Echo had obeyed the gods' command. None dared to approach the tree, let alone eat its fruit. The forest was left undisturbed, a sacred realm where only the priests ventured to offer prayers and sacrifices. But as years turned into centuries, the legend of the Iraka began to fade into the realm of myth. For most, it was little more than a cautionary tale told to children to teach the virtues of humility and restraint. Yet for a few, the stories of the Iraqi were not warnings. They were whispers of possibility. The Festival of Remembrance. The Festival of Remembrance was one of the most important days in the kingdom's calendar. It was a time when the people of Eco came together to honor the gods who had blessed their land and protected them from harm. The palace courtyard was alive with color and music, the air thick with the aroma of roasted yams, spicy pepper soup, and fresh palm wine. In the center of the courtyard, under a grand pavilion draped in white and gold, sat King Obafemi, the ruler of Echo. Beside him were his two sons, Tayo, the crown prince, and Adi, his younger brother. Tayo sat with the grace and poise befitting his status, his golden agbada glimmering in the sunlight. He listened intently as Baba Olurambi, the kingdom's most revered storyteller, recounted the legend of the Erika. Ade, on the other hand, sat stiffly in his seat, his arms crossed over his chest. He wore a simpler robe of deep blue, and his face was shadowed by a scowl. "The gods gave us the Ereke," Baba Olurambi intoned, his voice rich and deep. "Not as a gift, but as a test. Its power is great, but its cost is greater still. For to taste the Ireko is to defy the gods themselves, and no man who does so will escape their wrath." The crowd murmured their agreement, their faces solemn. But Ade's mind was elsewhere. He had heard this story many times before, and each telling filled him with the same bitter frustration. He glanced at Tayo, who was nodding along with the storyteller's words. Tayo, the golden prince, beloved by all. Tayo, who could do no wrong. Ade's hands clenched into fists. He had spent his entire life in his brother's shadow, overshadowed by Tayo's charm, intelligence, and unshakable devotion to tradition. No matter how hard Ade tried, he was always seen as the other prince, the one who lacked Tayo's grace and wisdom. As the crowd erupted into applause at the conclusion of Baba Olurambi's tale, Ade forced a smile and clapped along with the others, but his heart burned with resentment, the seeds of temptation. That night, as the festivities wound down and the people of Echo returned to their homes, Ade remained awake in his chambers. His thoughts churned like a storm, replaying the storyteller's words over and over in his mind. "The fruit grants power beyond imagination," Baba Olurambi had said, But power without restraint is destruction. Aid couldn't help but wonder, what if the curse was just a story, a tale invented to keep the people of Eco in line? What if the Iraq was not a test, but an opportunity? The idea took root in his mind, growing stronger with each passing moment. If the fruit could truly grant unimaginable power, then why should it be left to rot in the forest? Why should he, Aid, be forced to live in his brother's shadow when the means to surpass him might be within his grasp? A dangerous encounter. The following day, Aid wandered the palace gardens, lost in thought. The air was warm and fragrant, filled with the scent of blooming flowers. Yet even the beauty of the gardens could not soothe his restless spirit.